If you are a Shopify merchant trying to grow wholesale right now, you are stuck in this brutal question. Do I start selling wholesale on platforms like Faire, or do I build my own wholesale channel on top of my existing Shopify store? You have probably spent weeks researching this. Every expert gives you a different answer. Therefore, you are paralyzed and not moving forward on either of the options, while your competitors are scaling their wholesale channel effectively. Here's what makes this so frustrating. Faire gives you instant retailer discovery through their 700,000 independent retailers, but can slice your margin to pieces in no time. Shopify gives you full control, but to find those retailers on your own can feel like shouting into a void. I am Shubham, and I have helped over 1,300 Shopify merchants build and grow their wholesale channel over the past 1 year. We have built Clay, a Shopify app that helps merchants manage their wholesale operations, because I kept hearing from merchants that doing wholesale manually on Shopify is a nightmare. Today, this video is your shortcut. I'm going to walk you through when selling wholesale on marketplaces like Faire makes sense, adding a wholesale channel to your existing Shopify store wins, and the hybrid strategy top brands use to scale smarter, not harder. We are breaking this into 5 levels. Each level builds on the last. Level 4 will probably change the way you think about wholesale. So let's dive in. Most merchants think, I'll just list on Faire and I'll let the retailers come to me. But they don't realize how quickly the fees stack up and how little control they have over this relationship. Others say, I'll run wholesale myself on my Shopify store. But acquiring retailers without a marketplace is slow, expensive, and unpredictable. Therefore, the real mistake isn't choosing Faire or Shopify, it is choosing without a strategy. Here's the thing. Most merchants spend 6 to 12 months trying one approach, getting frustrated from it, and simply switching to the other. Therefore, I'm going to show you a framework that will help you choose right the first time you try wholesale. Alright, level 1. This is where most merchants get it completely wrong. Wholesale is all about retailer acquisition. Period. Faire has thousands of independent retailers browsing daily who are looking to stock your products. Therefore, if you are a new brand who's starting their wholesale operations, Faire feels like a traffic hack. You list your products and your buyers actually find you. But remember, those retailers aren't yours. You don't own the relationship, you don't have their email, and you can't reach out to them outside the platform. Therefore, you get sales but not loyalty. You get transactions but not relationships. Whereas on Shopify, you get full ownership, full data, and full control of every customer touchpoint. But there's no inbuilt retailer audience. Therefore, Shopify requires direct outreach, going to trade shows, hiring sales representative, or spending extensive amount on marketing just to get the first few retailers who can buy your products. But speed means nothing if your margins evaporate, which brings us to level 2. Wholesale is entirely a game of margins. Let me explain the margins if you are selling on the Faire marketplace. Faire charges 15% commission plus $10 on every new order that you get, 15% commission on repeat orders, and payment processing fee depending on when you want the payout. This is what Kathy from Easy Sunday Club had to say about Faire after being on the platform for over 3 years.
If I think about it, if I want to be successful in wholesale business, I would naturally want more repeat orders than opening orders. So this new fee structure would hurt me in the long run. I'm sure Faire has hired super smart and capable pricing analysts to come up with these changes that could create the most value for their investors while causing the least amount of pain and inconvenience for their users, us, the sellers, but it's still a little disappointing. I think the payment processing fee should have been absorbed in the 15% commission already, or it should have been absorbed in the $10 new customer fee for opening orders. And although $4.50 is not going to single-handedly break my business, when you multiply that $4.50 by the hundreds and thousands of orders that they receive on the platform, you know ultimately who it benefits.
As you can see, your wholesale margins can quickly evaporate before you even realize it's happening. One of our merchants was doing $30,000 per month on Faire, but after margins and commissions, they barely had any profit left. Whereas if you do wholesale on Shopify, you don't have to pay per order commission, just your standard payment processing fee, which is about 2.9%, and your flat subscription fees for the platform and other apps that you might use to run your wholesale operations. Therefore, your margins stay healthy and every dollar you earn stays in the same business. But higher margins don't mean anything if you don't have higher order volume. And high order volume depends on your conversion, which brings us to level 3, the cash flow reality nobody talks about. Here's where it gets interesting. On Faire, most retailers get net 60 payment terms for all the orders that they place. And these buyers absolutely love it because it reduces their working capital needs and the cash risk that they need to run their business. And therefore, the order sizes jump. So Faire can very easily boost your early conversion rates, but you as a seller on the platform gets paid late, and late cash flow kills scaling for you, especially if you are manufacturing or holding inventory. I have seen a lot of merchants getting trapped in this cycle. Great order volumes on Faire, constantly cash trapped because they're financing 60 days worth of inventory. Imagine you have your own wholesale channel on top of your Shopify store. You choose the net terms, you choose the invoicing options, and you choose your payout timings. Therefore, you control your financial oxygen. When we built Clay, we made sure you could apply net 15, net 30, net 60 payment terms to specific wholesale customers, to the ones who have earned it through consistent reordering from your store. Therefore, you can offer net terms strategically and not universally. But Shopify doesn't give any incentive to the retailers the way Faire does, and therefore your conversion on Shopify might be slower than Faire. Which raises the question, if Faire gives you speed but kills your margins, and Shopify gives you control but requires more work, which is a better option for the long term? That's level 4. Right, level 4, this is going to completely change the way you think about wholesale forever. Marketplaces like Faire, you don't own the customer relationship. You don't have their email, you don't have their data. You don't control how reorders happen. You can't offer promotions and deals to your existing customer. Therefore, your growth is wide but shallow. You might have 100 retailers on Faire who are ordering from you, but if Faire decides to change their commission structure tomorrow, there's nothing you can do about it. If a retailer stops ordering from you, you can't even email them outside the platform. Whereas on Shopify, you own every single touch point, every reorder, every relationship, every piece of customer data. Therefore, in the long term, wholesale businesses thrive here. This is why we built features like custom wholesale pricing and volume discounts, separate shipping rates for your wholesale customers, setting minimum order quantities using our app Clay, so your Shopify store behaves exactly as per your strategy and not what a marketplace dictates. But control comes with responsibility. You must set up the pricing rules, minimum order quantities, shipping rates, and all of this can be tedious unless you use the right tools. And here's what most merchants don't realize. You need different tools for different stages of your business, which naturally leads us to level 5. So here's the strategic breakdown. If you're an early stage indie brand who's just starting their wholesale operations, Faire is the right answer for you. Retailer discovery can happen fast and you can validate your wholesale market before investing too much into the channel. But if you are a Shopify brand doing about $5,000 to $10,000 a month or more, doing wholesale on your existing Shopify store is a better approach for your growth. You will get higher margins, repeat customers, and more control over the experience, and therefore long-term stability. Shopify apps like ours help you automate your wholesale operations across various touchpoints without upgrading to Shopify Plus. This is what one of our merchants who migrated from Shopify Plus to our app had to say about it. We helped them save over $26,000 per year. So here's the revelation. Faire is speed, Shopify is control. But growth? Growth happens when your strategy matches your business stage. Early stage, use Faire to test and validate your wholesale market. But when you are scaling, doing wholesale on top of Shopify is clearly the better choice. It offers better margins and full ownership of the relationship with your retailers. Here's what Cheryl, in her YouTube channel Start Your Business 101, had to say about Faire after being on the platform for years.
I am creating a game plan right now. I have a game plan to start my own wholesale site. I will not be getting off of Faire. I will not be trying to siphon my customers from Faire over to my wholesale site. I believe that Faire brought those customers and they deserve to stay there. So I am leaving my customers there. I will still share my Faire direct link if people would like to go through the Faire platform to order. I still feel like I'm going to get a lot of traffic into my store from Faire, but I have a plan to create my own wholesale website, and it's a plan that I'm very excited about.
If you are now convinced that doing wholesale on top of Shopify or a hybrid approach of running Faire and wholesale on top of your Shopify store is the right approach for you, I'm going to link our app Clay in the description for you to get started. It helps you set custom wholesale pricing and offer volume discounts to your wholesale customers. It helps you with setting shipping rates for your wholesale customers specifically and offer minimum order quantities so your margins are protected. And you don't have to upgrade to Shopify Plus to use all of it. Let's close the opening loop. Faire versus Shopify. You were confused, you waited, and you were frustrated. But now you know the answer isn't either or. It's both, used strategically depending on the phase of your business. Our merchants wished they knew all of this 6 months earlier, and I hope you don't make the same mistake. Your next step is simple. Choose a path today. Because wholesale doesn't reward the merchants who wait. It rewards the merchants who choose a path and iterate and learn from that as they scale their wholesale operations. And anyway, the platform doesn't build your wholesale business. Your systems and strategy decides how successful you will be in doing wholesale. If you have enjoyed watching this video, please let me know your feedback in the comments below. This channel is going to be all about how to do wholesale on top of your Shopify store. If you have any suggestions for me, please let me know in the comments below and hit that subscribe button to follow along. That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.